Alright, man, welcome back to another Hood Nature Reaction. It's been a couple days, but like always, we're back with another one. Now there's been a lot of talk, really has taken over the internet, the 100 humans versus one gorilla. Now, I just want to make this very clear. I'm Team Gorilla. Okay? We're getting mauled, we're getting arms ripped off. Nobody has any sort of idea of how strong and powerful. I've watched videos of gorillas, not ripping arms off, but doing other stuff. I'm Team Gorilla, okay? So, but besides all that, man, let's watch this one on topic, the ridiculously random nature of the gorilla. It's perfect, right on topic. Let's see this random nature of this animal that will murk out 100 humans. Like always, let's not waste any more time, though. Pretty long intro, but whatever. Let's get into it, man. What the fuck was that? He just slid? Yo, what a G.
Whatever pulled was convincing the world that gorillas were something to be scared of. Old time it's an ADHD Uber ape built like
to make sure my cam's not covering his face.
whatever pulled was convincing the world that gorillas were something to be scared of. Old time it's an ADHD Uber ape built like a practical joke. The gorillini is the opposite of a sleeper build. They look like a flash pass to being full-time horizontal, when really gorillas are unintentionally
Wait, these gorillas... I'm correct when I say that gorillas do win the 100 gorillas versus 100 humans thing, right? Comment below. Let me know what you think, chat. Let me know which side you're on.
Unserious animals on the planet. Almost every character trait that made them feared back in the day actually makes them adorably ridiculous when you have context. Like you've seen this picture, a gorilla beating its chest and maybe you next has to be one of the most intimidating sights in
beating its chest and maybe you next, yeah, for those 100 guys.
Nature. Sound though.
Yeah, that's sick, dude. That's sick.
Sounds like an assault on
that's so cool.
King Kong had you misunderstood. Only in a movie would you see this and hear the God of Thunder. It's more like someone weaponizing bubble tea in a straw. Put on a blindfold and it's not threatening anybody but Bubble Buddy, because it sounds like his family flatlined by firing squad. It's fitting. It was widely believed that the peg pounding was considered an act of war, but newer research says that it might help gorillas avoid conflict altogether. In a study done by Edward Wright of the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology in Germany, it was found that
say that fucking word again, chat. I want you to repeat the thing he just fucking said. Repeat that. Repeat that fucking word, bitch ass. Because I can't, so you try it.
Brolic mountain gorillas actually produce the sounds with the lowest frequency. Something about larger air sacs near the larynx, but it's considered an honest signal of competitive ability. And between two apes, the one with the higher frequency flesh tap might just tap out of a fight before it happens.
So loses. So the one with the lower tone wins.
To avoid a fight, they'd almost certainly lose. And let's gorillas
that's pretty fire.
The best option, since bigger males tend to be the
obviously it's mating shit, right?
That's gonna be painfully ironic in a minute, but we'll get to that bridge. The other thing that apparently terrified early explorers and introverts was their jaw work. Gorillas have top 5 most inappropriate dental work for their profession, right up there with camels and the gelada monkey. It's almost
that right there.
Work for their profession, right up there with camels and the gelada monkey.
This is not a baboon. The gelada monkey is not a baboon. They're different, because both of them are fucking absolutely horrifying. This is just no. That's one of my biggest fears is these not even semi, they're fucking intelligent. These intelligent fucking beings that are just gonna fuck me up because I didn't share, I only gave one of them a banana, and this one over here, I didn't give him a banana, so this guy's like, hey, you didn't give me a banana, man. Now he's fucking me up, and now I have no hair, no dick. He took off my fingers, like, just mauled.
It's almost divine intervention that a lawnmower with limbs has a stronger bite force than lions, hyenas, and even a grizzly bear. And if you watch gorilla ASMR, you can literally see the muscles attached to the sagittal crest. That crest is why the gorilla has
it's got a stronger bite force?
Literally everybody, gorillas only use those vice grip jaws to crush about 40 pounds of food a day. And you'll never be more grateful for their grocery list until you watch one peel a tree like a banana.
Yo.
That food would mean nothing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We're gonna get... Dude, these humans... I'm settling this debate right here. This video is settling the 100 human versus one gorilla debate. Dude, he just ripped the tree! Do we not understand, dude? We're just gonna get just one tapped. He's one tapping all of us. He has insta kill, and we're zombies, and he's just bat 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 bat. Like we're all getting fucking one tap. He literally has insta kill.
About 40 pounds of food a day. And you'll never be more grateful for their grocery list until you watch one peel a tree like a banana.
Bro.
Well, that food would mean nothing if they didn't also have a host of gut bacteria to help break it all down. But because all that bacterial work also produces gas, gorillas are almost in a perpetual state of flatulence. A troop of IBS
they just be
bring
ripping
more wind than a bloated beached whale, and it's so constant that researchers occasionally track traveling fast.
Yo, can't that bloated beached whale shit kill you? I'm sure it can, right? It just blows up and catches you.
Gorilla-coated camera to gain insight.
It's got to be one of the worst ways today.
Steroid simian, and what they found was that a well-fed family could blow a hole through the ozone layer, and out both ends. According to late gorilla expert Diane Fossey, gorillas burp as an act of goodwill and contentment. And you know, in some cultures, letting it out the attic is considered a compliment, but they might as well have gotten it from a knuckle-walking cow ape. On a less audibly offensive note, gorillas have also been recorded singing while they eat. Researchers refer to it as a chorus of appreciation. It's pretty good. Check it out.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Basically living in their version.
He's enjoying it. Yeah, he's just enjoying his time, dude.
It's also a fact that they sing louder when eating their favorite foods, like this banana tree stalk. And the funniest thing is, in the wild, the lead singer is actually the silverback. Science says he uses singing or well.
So this is the homie. Just so we're clear, silverback is the one chosen that the 100 humans will fight against. Is this silverback? He's gonna kill all of them. I just don't, like, even if you have, like, Brock Lesnar, Andre the Giant, Big Show, fucking, Bruce Lee, fucking, like, you just build the ultimate lineup. I still think they get murked out, right? Dude, watching these Hood Nature videos has taught me, if watching these Hood Nature videos has taught me one thing, it's that you don't fuck with these animals, man. These animals are different. They're different. They're built different. They're not like us, alright? We're fucking coddled from the moment we're born, dude. They're out in the wild. They're in the wild, surviving, getting hunted by fucking dragons, dude.
Or like humming to tell the group when it's time to stop and eat. And you know the law. When Silverback speaks, everyone listens, and when he sings, it's time to fix things.
Yeah, see, no, hell no. I don't fuck with that.
Okay, jeez. It makes
Yo,
sense.
Relax, bro. You scared me a bit.
Silverback.
Oh, damn, look at him breaking that up.
Shots and making all the decisions for a troop of up to and sometimes over 30. One could say that is the peak male form. And you remember that painfully ironic thing I promised? Well, it's about that time, but before you judge me, I'm just going to remind you that this is strictly educational.
Okay.
But I would
What's gonna happen
if I didn't say this. So if you're a child, an adult with a child, or an adult who thinks they're a child, skip to this timestamp right here.
Okay.
Or don't. I can't.
Okay, you heard it. If you're a child, an adult with a child, an adult who thinks he's a child, someone who doesn't want to watch it, skip.
But don't let your parents blame me if you don't.
That's clowning, bruh. That's clowning, bruh.
They're the largest apes in the world, can weigh in the neighborhood of 500 pounds, and when their private stand at attention, they're about 3/4 short of 2 inches. They don't just have the smallest waist snake of any ape. It's widely believed gorillas have the smallest member of any mammal relative to body size.
Bro, what? They got a small little baby dick? They all got baby dicks? To be fair, though, you can't make them, like, that OP and strong and shit and then give them this massive, like, horse cock. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd just be crazy. If they're like, look at it, like, it would take the show. Everyone would just be like, look at that insane.
I promise you he doesn't. In fact, if we scale for size, you have a better chance at Subway of seeing a foot long than from a Giga Kong. I swear I'm not just using this for richer jokes. There's actually a reason gorillas ended up hung like a hamster. When you look at how all the great apes measure.
Oh, so they're hung. So they're not small. They got a massive dick, apparently.
You'll one end up on a list.
I thought he said they got small.
Two, you'll realize humans have more appendical
Hey yo!
along.
Hey yo!
Chimps, bonobos,
what the hell? The hell was that, bro? This motherfucker, yo, she wanted to see the head. Whore.
Same, but nature seemed to maliciously undercut gorillas in particular. Believe it or not.
Wait, mammal manhood in inches. Oh, so I was correct. They're small. They're small as fuck. 1.25.
It's a direct reflection of how they live. Chimpanzees live in polyandrous packs where females can mate with multiple males. So there was evolutionary.
Why they ass look like that, bruh? Look like they all look. They all look like they had a tail, but it got chopped off.
Baby batter one can produce, the better chances one of his little swimmers wins the race to reality, which led to chimps having a massive man purse. I feel dirty. With humans, it's believed that earlier variants may have selected for the more groinally gifted, especially with humans being more bipedal. It'd probably be more of a factor. Eventually, that led to humans having more to flex under the waistband than just 9 millimeters. But with gorillas, it's different.
Yeah, this video's crazy.
Where all the females in a group practice their multiplication tables with the one silverback, which means they didn't have the selective pressure of dealing
He's
with
running
other
trains
like
on all the hoes?
Even the pressure of females having a choice, like humans. Also, another theory is that a larger Nixon might have helped shovel out rival nectar. Again, something a back of silver doesn't have to worry about. It actually ties back to the chest beating. Being an absolute unit was already so much of a flex that evolution didn't have to juice their stats in other ways.
He's falling over.
Like an anti-steroid ad. But also consider this: silverbacks are the embodiment of what podcasts.
Yeah, these are my favorite. My favorite videos are watching gorillas push old people over. I think old people are like, I want to go to the woods. I want to go to the forest and see a gorilla. And then they get there and this gorilla's like, fuck you, bitch, and just pushes them over.
Steroid.
One more time.
So consider this: silverbacks are the embodiment of what podcast bros call
push them over.
If humans were truly meant to take cues from them, forget Snickers, we'd be packing a skid.
That's so
and
funny.
With that, I am going to power wash my search history.
That makes sense.
Also,
I mean, it's not great when you're looking up gorilla dick for a couple hours, you know, for a video.
Silverbacks aren't the aggressive jocks that movies made them out to be. Turns out they're a lot more involved in raising children than we thought. Research actually shows that if a gorilla were to lose its mother, as long as it's
They're
still
W parents
for milk, they still have an equal shot at surviving. It's because silverbacks don't give child support; they are the child support.
Nice.
It's even been proven that gorillas are more attracted to the sensitive, child-nurturing males, and not really the aggressive bully types.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Put up with so much disrespect, and why the father instinct might not just.
This little motherfucker gotta get checked. Just one quick boop. Boop. Just one just fucking boop. Just one, dude. Hit him once. Just like motherfucking bitch ass. Boop. He's lucky it's not a stepdad. That was a stepdad. Ooh.
Which is probably why they put up with so much.
Look around, see if the mom's around. Like, no mom anywhere. Boop. Just fucking hit him one time.
And why the father instinct might not just apply to gorillas. You might remember in 1986, a child fell into a gorilla enclosure.
Yeah, I remember this. This gorilla's like, I'll save you.
Crazy how often that happens. And 400-pound Yumbo went over and tried to comfort the unconscious boy. Even when the boy came to and understandably panicked, instead of wilding out at the sudden disturbance, Yumbo calmly guided the other gorillas to a corner of the enclosure while first responders rescued the boy.
Dude, that's so cool. What a G. Gorillas are so badass.
Bloodthirsty savages patrolling the underbrush of Africa. That literally could not have been further from the truth. In fact, it led to one of the most infuriating arguments I keep letting myself get baited into. Anytime someone brings up gorilla versus grizzly.
Oh, here we go. Gorilla versus grizzly. This was the original. Before 100 humans versus one gorilla, it was gorilla versus grizzly. Me personally, I was on the grizzly side, right? Let me know which side you're on with that, chat. You think gorilla or grizzly? Also, if you made it this far, big love. I appreciate you watching through. Comment backwards down below if you fucking made it this far like a G-man.
All I can think is, you don't know gorillas, and you really don't know grizzlies. Forget bears, there's cases of leopards causing problems for a plus-size primate, with records finding past tense gorillas with puncture wounds around the head and neck. Now, leopards
so a grizzly. Oh my god, dude, holy shit.
A 150-pound big cat is a genuine threat. A 10-foot, 900-pound revenant plot device would slaughter a roid monkey. And really,
thank you! Thank you! Oh my god, he's on my side! Thank God. Yes. All right, dude, I'm happy.
A 10-foot, 900.
I was correct. Chat. The size, the just pure ferocity. These things fight. These bears maul each other, and basically nothing happens to them, dude.
Revenant plot device would slaughter a roid monkey. And really, the more you think about it, the more disrespectful the question is.
Yeah, look at them fighting.
Body. Especially look at him. Since the gorilla himself wouldn't even want that smoke. For all that bulk, they'd definitely rather run away. Imagine thinking they can match but a grizzly when gorillas can get humbled by a change in weather. And I just love that gorillas in captivity and in the wild have no problems playing in the water. But when it falls out the sky, it's suddenly unacceptable. Also, I don't know if you've seen that corgi that gave its owner a heart attack.
Yeah, that's
until
funny.
She realized the only victim was a jar of jam. Turns out gorillas might have done
That's
the
horrifying.
same to early explorers. One could only imagine seeing the blood-soaked fangs of this behemoth up close, only to realize gorilla grills come from the tannins in their diet, and for reference, tannins are the same ingredient that makes coffee bitter. And I think that's just gorillas
wow.
in a nutshell. They look like they could do an absolute number on the human.
Yo, this is the best videos of all time. Is gorillas just fucking with humans? Like, look at him. Just this guy cannot do anything. He just has to. He's completely at this gorilla's will.
Just
Look at this.
In a nutshell. They look like they could do an absolute number on the human population, but I could not find one verified case of a gorilla murking a person. Attempts may have been made, but if you watch this video, you know she basically begged.
Oh, I did watch that video. We watched that one, chat.
Plus, it's captivity. In the wild, you actively
This
have
months
to try
ago.
to get gorilla gloves put on you. They genuinely give you every possible warning before they do. And even if you ignore the chest beat, the flashing teeth, and all the other signs a gorilla might give you, usually the most they'll ever do is bluff charge. Now, let me not be
Oof.
ridiculous. A gorilla could absolutely turn you into a human jigsaw puzzle.
Yes.
And for all I'm talking, a bluff charge from a gorilla would have my soul pump faking the higher power. But gorillas
That
got
makes
stuck
sense.
with the monster label, which means it distracted people from the fact that they're the most unserious animals on Earth. What do I mean? Well,
I did not just see that, right? That might be my new favorite thing. Is gorillas fucking with other gorillas?
it distracted people from the
Look
fact
at
that
this.
they're the most
Takes a little
unserious
drink and said,
animals on
"Bitch
Earth."
ass
What do I
boy,
mean?
get outta
Remember
here.
what I said about silverbacks being fathers? Well, this is Helco.
Yeah.
Helco is a proud father
Helco,
of four who
okay.
loves nothing more than to play with his children. Problem is, sometimes his mate isn't too eager to let him rock with such a small baby, so in all of Helco's infinite wisdom, he came up with a solution. He f***ing kidnapped her. Repeatedly. And yes, he did this with all his children.
Yo, what?
It really is a game to him. I'm sorry, you can't. You're telling me I'm supposed to be afraid of this? This is chronically unserious.
That's
But no
fucking.
one's surprised.
Look at her
Gorillas have a
chasing
genuine
him.
sense of humor. Had Mary and Cooper have known, King Kong might have had a different storyline.
Bah.
Watching
Yeah.
videos, and you'll notice they have an interesting habit of grenading.
Yo, I instantly know what he means by grenading. They'll walk over like nothing's happened, like, oh, I'm just doing nothing, and then throw some at you and run away. Yo, oh, it's the best part of the video.
Genuine sense of humor. Had Mary and Cooper have known, King Kong might have had a different storyline. Like Exhibit B, watch enough gorilla videos and you'll notice they have an interesting habit of grenading. As in they'll throw something and immediately run away like slaves. Now you could argue it's a territorial, non-verbal way to tell you to step off.
That's so
But that
funny.
goes against my
Oh,
narrative,
Rock!
disregarding it. Also, they've done it so many times exactly like this. It's like, how am I not supposed to see this as a prank?
Yeah.
If you need more proof, Coco, the sign language speaking gorilla, once tied her caretaker's
Sign
shoelaces
language?
together and then signed the word chase. Now I know there's been a dispute as to whether Coco actually learned sign language or was just a master mimic that learned sign language the same way dogs learn words like sit. There's a much more nuanced conversation to be had on whether Coco was a genuine case of comprehension or just memorization and regurgitation.
I
That's
see.
not why I'm mentioning her here.
I
It's
see what
because
you're
she was
saying.
involved in one of the most absurd lawsuits I've ever read. In 2005, 3 female former staff members filed a lawsuit against the Gorilla Foundation because allegedly Coco was demanding that the workers flash her, and no, I do not mean with lights. According to Nancy Alperin and Kendrick Keller,
We're your biggest fans. Shout out fucking Cars. That movie's great.
Coco had an obsession of the mammary variety and pressured them to expose their upper halves to the gorilla.
Bro, he likes tits. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like tits. I'm sure most people in chat like tits. We like tits, bro. Girls even like tits. Even some girls are like, those are nice tits. So, no hate. I don't blame this gorilla for being like, dude, he's gorilla. Okay, I'm not even gonna say it.
But even implying that
Let's
their
keep
jobs
going.
would be in danger if they refused. They refused. And some of the quotes that will come out of this suit are almost too ridiculous to be real.
That's
Apparently,
crazy,
Coco did
bro.
not discriminate, with one man recounting a time Coco went up to him and demanded to see his human headlights at a party, no less. He didn't even say no. He said later, and according to him,
Bruh.
Addison put an arm around him and basically hit him with the, "Do you really want to say no to her?" There were other complaints like
Holy
unpaid
shit.
overtime, dangerous work environment, them apparently storing gorilla urine in the same fridge they ate out of, but none as outrageous
Yo,
as the
what?
350-pound bosom bandit. Especially when you find out Patterson would switch up majorly when big-time donors came around. What do I mean? Well, apparently whenever Coco would make one of her requests in front of a possible benefactor, Patterson would just say, oh, you know, nipple sounds like people. So what she's really saying is she wants to see more people. Yeah, they should have read the
Yeah.
that's how sign language works. The case was settled out, of course, so I guess we'll never know. But to be fair, how
Bruh.
would multiple people lie about something like that? It means
Yeah, that's
gorillas
crazy.
are the only animals to be formally accused of harassment of the sensually explicit. It also proves that gorillas are just like us. They can multitask and
Yo, the little homie fucking with them is so funny, dude. Gorillas are awesome, dude. They're so
It
good.
means gorillas are the only animals to be formally accused of harassment of the sensually explicit kind. And it also proves that gorillas are just like
bothering
us.
him.
Multitask and focus on two things at once. I mean, they only
He's
share
just bored,
98%
so he's
of our
bothering
DNA,
him.
And for the loud minority that's gonna somehow take offense, or you know, make it racist.
That's
you know,
fucking
I read
hilarious.
The comments. I challenge you to spend a day watching
too.
a gorilla and tell me it's not an impulsive human in a fursuit. Like I bet half y'all didn't even realize that's a gorilla walking in the background. Yeah, this was a pretty unserious video for a remarkably unserious creature. The point wasn't really to
Gorillas
Disneyfy
throwing
wild
it back.
animals.
Even
That's
watching
arguably as
some
bad
new.
as turning them
That is the most ugly thing I've ever seen in my life. He's turning into a. I'm watching too much Cardi B, bro.
The point wasn't really to Disneyfy a wild animal. That's arguably as bad as turning them into monsters. But there
Yeah.
is so much more to gorillas than a fade with Godzilla or the U.S. Army, and I kind of wanted to show that. Especially when you realize gorillas have been getting slaughtered for as long as we've known about them.
Wow.
For bushmeat, for trophies, pets, and sometimes just for the sport. So us calling them dangerous is kind of wild. But I get it. Talk is cheap when it's in front of a green screen. So if this video gets 200,000 likes, I will meet a gorilla in person.
200,000 likes, you'll meet a gorilla in person. Oh, shit! 221! Looks like you gotta meet a gorilla in person, brother. This is 2 months ago. Wonder if you already did.
Somewhere. Or an orangutan, and that works too. But until then, drink water, hug your mother, never smile at a gorilla. Fun fact, clearing
Never
the throat
smile.
sends a much better message. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
See you in the next one, brother. Showing local gorilla her affection. Oh, her reflection. Reflection.
Oh, that's a good shot. She's looking like dead at it.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty sick, man. Dude, what a fucking great video. Holy shit. Always amazing, man. God damn, what a great video, dude. Holy, yo, I'm definitely still on the gorilla side. Show me that they're just gentle, cool guys. I mean, I've kind of always known they're kind of gentle, cool guys, but this really shows me that they're pretty chill. Definitely on the gorilla side for the gorillas versus 100 people. 100%, man. 100%. People are getting murked out. John Jones is our best option. We send John Jones in there, and then maybe we have a chance. But other than that, it's pretty much over. Goddamn. Yo, hey, if you're not subscribed to Casual Geographic, make sure to go do that, man. Goddamn, what a great fucking video. I'll catch you later, chat. Take care, man. Have a good rest of your day. Deuces, man. Deuces, deuces.